Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today as we are talking about the big Roadblock end of the line show for 2016. Not the first one, but the second one, because this is the end of the line, which makes it better than the Roadblock on the road to WrestleMania. I was talking about it in my 5-star. Shit, I fucked it up. What's it called? I basically made the Monday Night Raw preview. I was saying that a match was going to be announced between Charlotte and Sasha Banks for the Women's Championship, seeing how we had another title change between them. They're going to need a big match to sort of blow off this whole feud. And in my mind, I didn't really understand how Hell in the Cell was not a blow-off to the feud. In my mind, in the world of WWE, there is no match bigger than Hell in the Cell. I think that all other matches lead to Hell in the Cell. That's basically what the steel cage match was back in the day. You had match after match after match, and then finally, it was all ended in the steel cage, which would mostly be done on like the house show shows, and you would get to see the blow off of that feud, and then the guys would go in their separate directions, and then they would never be around each other again. Seeing how Charlotte and Sasha Banks are freshly so new to WWE. They've been in WWE for well over a year now, seeing how they've done 2 SummerSlams. This is coming up on their second WrestleMania. There's no doubt in my mind these girls are going to be around each other again. Unless they're split up somehow by the brand split with some sort of a draft or something like that. This is going to be a rivalry that is going to test the test of time in WWE till these girls have basically been battered and bruised and are out of the sport and no longer wrestling. But seeing how both of these girls love wrestling and they love WWE so much, I don't see either one of these girls leaving anytime soon. But the announcement was made for a 30-man Iron Man match. They're testing the waters, calling this the first Iron Man match with women in WWE, seeing how the last one was in NXT. I remember yesterday them sort of saying that maybe it would be a ladder match, and I'm thinking that, I've already seen so much repetitive stuff in WWE so much. I mean, just to think about, these Sasha and Charlotte were inside of the Hell in the Cell in the main event match. Then they come out on Monday Night Raw. They're banging around, hitting each other with kendo sticks. And then, also, you watch TLC, you see on the same show, you see Nikki Bella and you see Carmella. They're taking, shots at each other with the kendo sticks as well. You've got Alexa Bliss and you've got Becky Lynch trying to put each other through tables. And in my mind, they're saying this is going to be the first ever women's ladder match. It wasn't that many years ago. It was a couple of years ago. But Taryn Terrell and Gail Kim had a fucking awesome women's ladder match. I believe it was even on Impact, so it wasn't even on pay-per-view. It was what they built up to after their last woman standing match, which was another great match when just Taryn Terrell came out of nowhere and flipped it to 10 and was just having great match after great match for TNA. And then she got injured, I think, and then she just never... She came back, she did the dollhouse thing, and then I guess what I heard is that she found Jesus, and now she doesn't want to do wrestling anymore because of the things that they're sort of involved in, and doesn't think that she needs to have that involved in her life anymore. But it is what it is. People change when they have a baby. But honestly, in my mind, I understand that this crop of girls, they want to separate women's wrestling from men's wrestling. They want to sort of, take the bar that's been lowered after so many years of bikini matches and dress up like Santa's little helper matches and things like that. They want to actually wrestle, and they want to actually mean something. Like Sasha Banks talks about the fact that her hero is Eddie Guerrero, and she wants to be the next Eddie. Charlotte, her dad is Ric Flair, one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, and they don't want to have that bad wrestling anymore. They want to bring it up. And I'm not saying that there was a lot of great wrestling back in the day with the women, but I mean, like, when did Lita, when did Trish Stratus, when did Candice Michelle, when did Tori Wilson, they were awesome, good-looking babes back in the day, and they were awesome to watch, and they always had fun segments. When did they have to bang each other with kendo sticks in order to get sort of a reaction from the crowd? And I'm not saying that they're not good wrestlers and they have to do that, but I'm just saying, you know, if you want to see that kind of wrestling with women's wrestling where they go extreme and they have steel cage matches and Hell in the Cells, and there's places to go see that other than WWE. In my mind, I'm not trying to go full on PG era. I love this stuff. You know, I love the stuff that they're doing on Monday Night Raw with Enzo and sort of pushing the envelope to see how far they can go without getting in trouble and getting a letter from one of their sponsors or from USA or something like that. But I don't think that these girls need to be hitting each other with kendo sticks and steel chairs and you know, putting each other through tables. That's different. You know, let the guys do that. It's just not for me. If it's for you, hey, it's for you. But I'm not saying that they can't do it. I'm just saying that in my opinion, I just don't think they need it. But an Iron Man match between these two is going to be a fun match. Honestly, you know, there's lots of talk of maybe doing a women's Royal Rumble. I don't think that that's going to happen this year. I think that sort of already would be on the cards. It wouldn't sort of be a last-minute addition to the show in order to do it. And plus, if they were to do it, are they going to do it brand exclusive where it's only a SmackDown idea, so only the SmackDown girls get to do it, or only the Raw ones get to do it? Because we just had SmackDown versus Raw at the Survivor Series, and now if you sort of brand the Royal Rumble as SmackDown versus Raw as well, I know that there's going to be SmackDown and Raw men competitors in the men one, but it's just going to make it too SmackDown versus Raw-ish if you do these shows so back-to-back. And I already think the Royal Rumble is fun enough. You don't really need to add a whole bunch more to it, you know, in order to do it. Give me 3 good matches. Give me the Royal Rumble main event, and I'm a happy guy. And I think that's how most people are in the whole world. But in this match, I don't know. I honestly was thinking this is where Charlotte was going to end her undefeated pay-per-view streak, and Sasha would get the win, and she would actually get to hold a new you know, a title reign and actually mean something longer than a month. I think that her longest reign is like 21 days or something like that. But now that they have this Iron Man match thing thrown on the table, I have to change it, and I think that I'm happy to go with Charlotte getting the win. And I think that she's gonna, you know, take that championship. From there, she'll take the championship into WrestleMania. And I wouldn't be surprised if she's the champion coming out of WrestleMania as well. You can really tell that the Raw Women's Division is built around Charlotte, and they think that she is the best in the world. She's got the tap-out deal. They treat her like she's the Ronda Rousey of WWE. No matter what happens, it's going to be a fun one. I wouldn't be surprised if Ric Flair gets involved somehow. But honestly, in my mind, I think if Flair gets in there and costs Sasha the match, I think that honestly that is a little hokey. And I think they go out there, you gotta put the spotlight on these girls, actually let them wrestle for 30 minutes. Let them wrestle for 30 minutes. Don't have 29 minutes and 30 seconds of great wrestling in a Ric Flair spot that sort of goofs it up, and, you know, a sort of haha, we swerved you all, sort of leaves a bad taste in your mouth sometimes after that. So I'm going to take Charlotte. I'm enjoying and seeing what builds up this match, and it'd probably be the one thing that I care about on the whole Roadblock show.